Good Friday evening. I'm Joseph from KILT BEARD CO. Hope you've had an amazing week and you're about to have a better weekend. Today, we are going to try some Lone Hand whiskey. Now, I got this whiskey just over the weekend when I went to Colorado and I celebrated my wife and my wedding anniversary. And behold me, um, they really don't make this whiskey anymore. And I think it's interesting the reason why. So before I get in that, let's crack her open. So I haven't tried this yet. I've never tried this before in my life. And I haven't opened the bottle yet, so we'll terrorize this thing and get it going. Simple screw, kind of cheap. So yeah, so this is a Tennessee sour whiskey mash, or sour mash whiskey, excuse me. So let us sit in there for just a moment, get some oxygen to it. So this is like 20 bucks. I was like, why not try something for 20 bucks? See if you get a big W for your find. And yeah. So cheers to the weekend. So butterscotch, definitely butterscotch. Let me let it settle for a second. So more about this company, Lone Hand Whiskey. Well, first of all, I learned that they don't have a website, or I couldn't find a website. Maybe it's out there in some domain that is at the bottom of the umpteenth page of Google or Bing or whatever. But they are no longer in business because they were sued by Jack Daniels. And if you look at this bottle, there are many similar characteristics of this labeling and just the bottle in general as Jack Daniels. I don't know who thinks it's a great idea to basically take on such a large company in its infancy and try to basically promote a copycat, if you will, of a very large and established brand company. But these guys did, and it looks like they lost from what I can see. So from what I can see is that you can really only find this at Total Wine. Maybe there's a few exclusions, but I got this at Total Wine. Like I said, for 20 bucks, I think they're just trying to get rid of it. It's really not that bad. It's not Jack Daniels. Jack Daniels is smoother. This does have a butterscotch taste, so that's actually kind of cool because I love butterscotch actually. Not so much of a hazelnut person, actually, really not a hazelnut person, but a butterscotch I can definitely get behind. They also say that this has notes of buttered popcorn. And maybe you get that really the butterscotch butter popcornish taste, but when it comes to taste, I don't think it is anything close or similar to Jack Daniels. But as far as the bottle goes, yeah. I mean, honestly, when I picked it up first, I thought I picked up a well-discounted Jack Daniels bottle, and I was wrong. But my first thought was that's what I was picking up. So I think there's some legitimacy to whatever may have happened in the past in regards to this. And it looks like Jack Daniels came out on the winning side of things. So what I could find about this on through the interwebs is that sour mash whiskey made in Tennessee using the Lincoln County process, maple charcoal filtered for a mellow, smooth flavor, oak aged for an easy sweetness, and a great strong whiskey character with notes of vanilla and caramel. A whiskey made with the only way it should be, the right way. So that's what their motto was when they made this. And I don't taste the vanilla in there, and maybe I might need a couple more sips. The caramel is kind of, I don't know if it's caramel. I think the butterscotch taste is more there. Well, that's what my taste buds and my brain is reading. And they're working together on this. But yeah, so not bad, honestly. Not smart to copy another company and try to copyright on somebody else. So anyhow, not trying to be a negative person or anything like that. I wanted to try this. A, I purchased it. B, I wanted to see if the labeling and the bottle lived up to the flavor of like Jack Daniels. And honestly, I think they taste completely different from the two. As far as the sour mash goes, I don't know if you get that bourbon rye handoff. I mean, it's 40% alcohol per volume, or by volume. So that's right around what you expect for a bourbon. I'm not sure I can't recall what the threshold is for a mash, but you get the very minimum for the bourbon. So you don't have much of a burn. It's not high in alcohol content. But yeah, it's all right. Like I said, if you see it out there and you need a good mixer, it would work. I would not go on my way for it, but like I said, once since I purchased it, I would taste it, let you know about it. Something out there, a cool story. Tasting something that's been almost not on the market for almost 6 years now, so it's kind of a win, maybe a win. I don't know if it's a win, but I definitely could mix this with a Coke or whatnot and be completely happy with it. So, have you ever tried Lone Hand whiskey? Do you know more about what went on behind the scenes as far as their branding and bottling went, replicating or duplicating Jack Daniels? I'd love to hear more about the story. I think that's kind of a fascinating little story. I'm sure that could go on for a while if somebody really knew all the details involved. But so what are you drinking today? I'd like to know what you're drinking. Once again, is it on the rocks? Do you have it nice and neat? Is it a mixer? What are you mixing it with? What's your, what are you going into the weekend with? I'd love to hear it. Drop down in the comments. And if you get a moment, please subscribe, the thumbs up, because it always helps have other people find a video that they may like, that you like, and I would really appreciate it. And yeah, so that's what I got with that. Once again, want to go all that way, but for $20, I've had worse. So what am I flexing today? So I'm flexing my Tudor Black Bay Pro, the GMT. Now, as many of you know, that this is my daily driver. And what is different about this one this week is that I got this new strap. And if you see it on my Instagram, you'll see more details on it. So it's a leather here and twine in front, handmade in Finland. So I got this in Finland. So what had me go down the rabbit hole for this one is that I wear a kilt quite often, and I was thinking, hey, you know what? What's a similar tartan kind of wristband for a watch that may be out there? So I went through the interwebs and went through the whole entire thing, and I came up to this one website in Finland, and I had multiple different options, and came across this one because it looked like it just was well made, and for the price, and just to have the story behind it that it's from Finland and it was handmade, I thought it would be a cool try, and actually I really like it. The leather behind it is actually nice and soft. I usually don't do weld the leather for a long period of time. My skin gets really dry, and I don't know, kind of gets what would you call it, not a rash, but like dry spots there. It absorbs the moisture around my wrist there, and I get little sores. Since I was a kid, I don't know, it just happens. Anyways, I always like this watch because it has that kind of vintage look style where the hands and just have that kind of patina / crema kind of color. Anyways, I love it. Looks cool. And I have one more strap coming, not this type of strap, but another strap coming that I've mentioned in a prior video. So I'm excited to have that and show you that when that comes in. And I will be using that one more towards the summer. So, probably in about another month or so, I will probably put that on. But this is a cool one. It's a cool dress one. And it's just a little bit low key. And it really puts a lot more focus on the actual timepiece itself. So I love it. I'm going to keep it off right now for a moment. But what I want to talk today about is a new Mission to the Moon phase Snoopy edition watch. Something like that. It's a long sentence just to describe the title of the watch. So as many of you may know, I do have many moon swatches, and I think they're cool. I think they're fun. They're whimsical. I like horology as far as the planets go, etc., like that. But I think this one is like the new, well, like something they should have came out with to begin with. It's the new sexy as far as I'm concerned in regards to the MoonSwatch iterations in the past 2 to 3 years now. So it says two years after the stellar convergence of Omega and Swatch, the iconic bioceramic MoonSwatch collection is ready to celebrate another mission. And that mission is the mission to the moon phase. And just for reference, the first MoonWatch by Omega was manufactured, put on a wrist in 1957 for the moon landing. And the first year that Snoopy showed up on the moon watch is, I think it was 2003. They call it the Silver Snoopy. So it wasn't all very colorful and everything yet. And the reference number was 3578.51.0. And I think it looks really cool. Since 2003, so 21 years ago. And I think it's a really good marriage. It's just kind of like the James Bond and that whole franchise, that whole relationship with Snoopy just hits all the fine points. We love Snoopy, we like luxury, and Snoopy just does it. So what's really cool about this watch is that it has the moon phase indicator. So it also has a hidden message when it lights up. It says, I can't sleep without a nightlight, which is really cool in my opinion. And I like the very delicate detail that they put on that as far as the moon and the stars and Snoopy right there. I just think that's just a whimsical, fun. Gotta have it. I do like the hand indicator lights that are different colors to really just put attention to Snoopy's sleeping on the moon. I would be curious how accurate this moon phase would be, etc., like that, and for how long of a time. But that will remain to be seen. So this is a bioceramic case back watch, and it's 42 millimeters, 13.75 millimeter case thickness, 47.30 millimeter lug to lug, and it is a quartz movement. So chronograph with moon phase indicator, and it has a water resistant of 3 bars, which comes on a Velcro strap. Now, so I pulled my mission Earth out. This is what it looks like in the flesh, if you will. And I'm not a huge fan of the Velcro. I think it would have been really cool if they would have came out with a different type of strap. Because to me, it's just, it kind of bulges right here when you put it on. It just really doesn't mesh with your wrist. But nonetheless, when you look at this in all in white, I think it'd be really cool. And especially at nighttime when it lights up. And if the lume can stay present for an extended amount of time and years, that would be amazing. I think that would be a total win for this watch. A little bit more about the moon phase indicator. So as the moon completes its orbit around Earth, it showcases a series of different shapes known as the moon phase. In total, there are 8 moon phases that we observe throughout the lunar cycle. So the watches equipped with a moon phase indicator are designed to accurately depict these phases, adding a touch of celestial beauty to timekeeping. I'm a huge fan of having the moon phase on a watch if it makes sense, and this one, it totally makes sense. It even has a Woodstock in here, which is really cool at Snoopy's foot there, sleeping with him. So really cool. But a little bit about Snoopy. So Snoopy, for more than 50 years, has been NASA's safety ambassador, in case you didn't know. I didn't know that. In fact, the Silver Snoopy award is the most prestigious honor in the United States Space Agency awards to individuals and organizations for outstanding achievements related to human flight, safety, or mission success. This prestigious prize was awarded to Omega in 1970 for its role in the history of space exploration, including its essential contribution to bringing the crew of Apollo 13 back home safe and sound. In a playful tribute, the courageous Beagle is featured catching some Z's on the model's moon phase disc. So really cool, and I think it's going to be a hit. Now, will they make a run on this in different colors? And we also have the Eclipse coming up here. Will they do something crazy with that one? Remains to be seen. I would think that they would be want to say stupid is not the right word. It'd be a miss if they didn't, because they were hitting the moon phases and eclipses and everything last year with their other special iterations, and I think that it remains to be seen. So what is bioceramic? So developed and patented by Swatch, bioceramic is a unique blend of 2/3 ceramic used in high-end watchmaking and 1/3 bio-source, a material derived from castor oil. This results in a very robust material with a silky matte finish. Now, I would also say that for the most part, I think they're sort of right on that one. What I mean by that, so when you look at the Swatch, the case is actually pretty solid, I think. Push buttons, I have never had a problem yet, knock on wood, wherever wood is. But I've heard from many people and videos and influencers that they are very weak and they break. So as far as the pushers go and the crown goes, it may be weaker than it mentions here. But nonetheless, it is a very slick watch. But it does come at a price hike. So to get yourself a Snoopy or go from this to a Snoopy, it's going to cost you an extra $40. So this will be about $270 retail US, and the Snoopy will go for about $310 US. Do I think it's worth it? For the Snoopy one, iconic, and our ambassador, I think $310 is fine. I actually think $310 makes more sense for the Snoopy watch versus the $270 for the Earth watch, or the other missions to the planets and sun and moon. I think that the Snoopy one kind of just makes more sense because the extra complication and the moon face, the Snoopy, the colors, it just makes sense. And right now, if you wanted to go buy this on eBay, if you're not around a Swatch store, which is the only place you can get one, and you have to get there on the right day, at the right time, that they actually drop the delivery, and they come out with them. All that aside, if you wanted to go online, I found them from $500 to $2,607 in Australia. So it's a really wide margin. And the $500 is not too outlandish for the gray market. If it's brand new, it should be still legit because it's still brand new. It shouldn't be faked yet. But $500, if you think about, if the store's not by you, if you had to go and gas your vehicle up and back or take a plane trip back and forth, $500 may make sense. This is also 0.5 millimeter thicker than your typical MoonSwatch. So it's a little bit thicker and has added chronal movement. Well, would I buy this watch? For $310, yes, I would. I've already started the collection. I already have most of the collection. B, it's Snoopy. It's really cool. And C, it kind of, if this is going to be the only iteration of the Snoopy, and who knows how long it may run for. They always say, I think they've said that it's going to not be a limited edition, but that remains to be seen. Anything can be limited at any certain time for whatever reason. So that being said, I think the 310 is well worth it. It's not going to be waterproof, so don't take it in the water with you. But yes, I would grab this at 310. If I really wanted this really, really bad, 500 would be a max. So because it's on the website, $500 does make sense if you're not close to a Swatch store. The Velcro strap I don't like. All white looks great. Curious how it would scratch up, get dirty, stains, things like that. That white stains. It remains to be seen how that would work out. But what are your thoughts on the Snoopy MoonSwatch Mission to the Moon? I'd love to hear what your thoughts are. Does it look good? Does it look better than the other missions to the moon? Or does it look better to the other missions? I'm curious what you think. And mission campaign for Swatch came out. This really did boost the attention and likeness of the Speedmaster. So I wonder if this is going to give it more of a boost, or for people to want to obtain the real Snoopy, if you will, from Omega. It remains to be seen, but this is probably one of the best ingenious marketing ploys of the watch companies in the past 2-3 years, in my opinion. It brings people in, gets them excited about a quartz mechanical automatic watch, whatever that comes after this. And I think it's a good thing for the hobby. I also think it brings a little bit more excitement for us who are enthusiasts when they kind of stretch the boundaries. And so enjoy your weekend. Flex hard. Cheers.